Right, this session is going to be on vegetable cuts. The foundation for any chef is his knife skills or her knife skills. It forms our preparation, it helps our end product and our finished product as well. The different knife skills we're going to be demonstrating today is we're going to show in a Brunoise, Macedoine, Jardinaire, Julianne. All French cuts, but with an English knife. So, our first cut we're going to be demonstrating is a Brunoise with an onion. What we've done, we've peeled our onion and we cut our onion in half through the roots. Okay? We've cut it in half through the roots. Anytime you are working, we are using the correct chopping board. Brown, as we know, is for vegetables. And we always have our waste bowl to capture any waste to ensure that we work clean at all times. For our Brunoise, what you're required to do is, there's our root. Always pay attention to where the root is. At this precise moment in time, we're not going to cut through the roots again. We're going to be doing our vertical cut. And because we're doing Brunoise is a small dice. Our vertical cuts are coming straight down. We're not coming all the way to the back, but we're giving it about half a centimetre from that back right there, and we're coming straight down with our knife. Our vertical cuts, because it is Brunoise, because they are small dice, they're going to be very close together. And we're going to keep that going all the way to the end. Keeping that same line and keeping the cuts very close to one another. Now, as you can clearly see, my hand positioning is always going to be the same, that my thumb is at the back and my fingers are curled. Thumb at the back, fingers curled. And whether it be that one finger, the thumb is always at the back, but those fingers are always curled. Now, onions do have a tendency sometimes to actually make you cry. Best thing to do whenever you do start crying with onions is simply wash your hands. That's all that's needed. Wash hands. Do not rub your eyes, just wash your hands. So we're going to continue with our vertical cuts. Coming down, keeping them as close as possible. Keeping them thin. Okay? Once we've got our vertical cuts, we're going to come up from the base, horizontal, 1 centimetre. Being careful at this point, we're going to come across. Being careful, taking your time. Put it all back together again. Come up another centimetre, and same thing again. Now, there's some chefs that like to do that cut first, and there's some chefs that like to do the vertical cut first. Both will achieve the same results as long as they've both been completed. So once we've done our vertical and we've come up with our horizontal, our next step is now to come down. And bearing in mind, Brunoise is small dice. And as we can clearly see, there's our small dice. So we're going to put that and we can easily continue on. In order to make sure our waste is minimal. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to move on to our next cut, Macedoine. Macedoine we're going to be doing with the onion again. Same process again. Bearing in mind, with our onion, there's our root. We're not cutting through that root. And we're now going to be doing our vertical cut again. Now this time, with our vertical cut, they're not going to be closer together. They're now going to be a centimetre, half a centimetre apart, depending on the size that we're going for. Because what Macedoine is bigger dice. So whereas our Brunoise are small dice, Macedoine, bigger dice. Usually about a 1 centimetre dice. So again, we're coming with our vertical cuts. We're coming all the way straight down with our knife. We're not going to the end and we're not cutting through the root. The root is what keeps the onion together. Again, we come down. We come up 1 centimetre. Come out horizontal. Come up another centimetre. Do another horizontal. Now, we're coming down, and we now got our 1 centimetre diced onions. And as you can clearly see, these onions are bigger dice. Oops. A lot of, in comparison to our Brunoise. Let's just collect those. Let's put them there. So here's our first two cuts. Brunoise, small dice. Macedoine, centimetre dice. Our next cut. Let's get some tissue. Let's give that chopping board a quick dry off and give our knife a quick dry. So our next cut will be Jardinaire. Now Jardinaire, as I like to refer it, is, it's a bit hard to use the terminology, but I'm going to say fat sticks. Usually within class, as some of you do know, I tend to use other terminology, but on this occasion, we'll be saying fat sticks. So, we're going to be doing our Jardinaire with a carrot. What we've done with our carrot is we've peeled it using our waste bowl, and we've cut it into half. Now, all this to get our perfect Jardinaire, which is sticks that all resemble the same size. It's very important to start something, to get a rectangular shape. We need to start off with something rectangular. Currently, we have something round. What that means is we now have to square off our carrot. First cut, always hardest because we're trying to get it a flat surface to work from. Second cut, we're aiming to make a square or a rectangle at least. Now bearing in mind, within a professional kitchen, there is no waste. All these trimmings can easily be used, which you will be seeing in our next video. Once we've got our rectangular shape, or square in some instances, we're going to be doing a Jardinaire, which is fatter sticks. So we're going to come down. Oops. We've got a carrot that wants to break apart. Let's just trim that off a bit, giving it a flat surface to work with. And our Jardinaire, which is our bigger sticks. Can we use? Yeah, we can probably use that as well. So there's our Jardinaires, our Jardinaire cut. Our next cut, our final cut, will be Julianne. Now Julianne is the skinnier version to the Jardinaire. As you can see, we're going to be using leek. We're making our life slightly bit more easier by using the layers of the leek. This leek has been washed in between the layers as well, because leeks tend to harbour dirt in between. So it's important when you do wash your leeks that you do flick it in order for the water to penetrate, to make sure it is thoroughly washed. Our Julianne, skinnier legs. We're keeping our thumb at the back, keeping our fingers curled, and we're going to be doing our rocking action, which the tip of the knife always remaining in contact with the chopping board, and I'm rocking. And that my fingers right here, go back slightly in order to help create the width of my julienne. Thumb always at the back. I'm going to show you that technique again. So we just put our juliennes right there, and I'll show you that technique again. So, that same rocking action again. Tip of the knife. Fingers, these fingers here. It's this what goes back that determines. All my fingers, other fingers, are behind this lead finger right here. They're all behind. So when this moves back, the others move back. And they have to be in unison, because it's very easy to cut yourself if you don't follow these rules. If the thumb isn't at the back and the fingers are not curled. So, same thing again. We're coming down, tip of the knife, staying in contact. And it's this technique that should be practiced. And that's how we create our julienne. And there we have it. Brunoise, Macedoine, Jardinaire, Julianne.